Now, part of this assignment is to take screenshots of each item on this list as documentation, and here's a really good example here of one that a student did. This is his WordPress site, and this is his Ubuntu skill challenge, and he has documented each one of those. If I click on updates here, and I can see a screenshot of those updates. He gives me proof. He's labeled each one of them. If I want to look at Flash, he's taken a screenshot of Flash. That's cool. Ubuntu 1, does he have that installed? Yes, he does. Does he have Unity? Actually, this is the Unity tweak tool and the launcher, and yes, he does, and so on and so forth. So this is as good as it gets. There's the printer that's in the lab, and this is what he sent me a link to, and this is pretty fabulous work there. So that's where we're going, and the question is, how do you get those screenshots? Well, let's take the first one, and the first one is updates. Okay, so let's look at updates. First, we want to flip over to a screen. We'll close this out, and here's where we want to have updates. And of course, the update software manager, or the updater, so to speak, and it checks for updates. And it should come back and it should say that everything is up to date. Okay, so that's essentially what I want to document, is that right there. So I'm going to flip over to the GIMP. Got the GIMP going over here. I'm going to go File, and I am going to create a screenshot. And in this case, I just want to I don't want the entire screen. I just want a single window. I want to have it wait 5 seconds before I snap the shot. So 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004. I clicked on that so it knows which window that I'm trying to take a picture of, and you can see down here, if I go back to GIMP, that it grabbed that. So that's cool. And now this is one of my images that I'll be putting up on my WordPress site. So if I go File, I could save it as, but keep in mind, if you save it as, it's going to be an XCF file, which is a GIMP file, which means that you can manipulate the layers and add this and that to it and so on and so forth. That's not exactly what we want, because we're going to post it as is up to the web. We want to export it. Screenshot.png. Screenshot's probably not the best word. I probably want to do updates. So make sure that you export all of them as PNG files. Click export. Just go ahead and accept the defaults on that, and you're done with that. So I can go File, and I can close this particular one, and then I can flip back over to my Google Docs. Which one was next? Restricted extras. So how do I prove that restricted extras is installed and working and all of that? I go to the Ubuntu Software Center. I type in restricted. And we can see that it's a remove button. If I click on that, there's a remove, not install, which means it's installed. So this is the screenshot that I want. So I'm going to go back over here. I'm going to go File. I'm going to create a screenshot in 5 seconds. A screenshot of a single window. So snap that shot in 5 seconds. So here is the window that I want. And wait 2, 3, 4, 5, and pop, it should be there. Actually, I had to click one more time to make that happen. So there we are, and File and Export, as a PNG, and this is restricted, and so on and so forth. So I can export that, accept the defaults, file, close, and go get a new one. And let's see, which would the next one be? The next one would be restricted extras. Flash. How are you going to prove that you know, part of restricted extras is Flash, but I want this particular one done. Close without saving. Let's get that out of the way. So we're back over to the GIMP, and then again back over here I want to do a search on Flash, which came down as part of restricted extras, but you can see if I double click on it here that it says that it's installed, and that's cool. This is the screenshot that I want for that. Maybe I'm being a little redundant here. Create a screenshot in 5 seconds and snap. So I go back 2003, 2004, 2005. So now I think it's kind of waiting for me to click on a window, and bam, click on that, and boom, it takes that screenshot. And there it is. File, export. And what's this one? This one is Flash. And there you go. So the only thing left after that is to take all of those PNGs that I'm generating and put them up on my website, my WordPress website, like this, and make sure that they're on a separate page like this, and there you go. Make sure that they're labeled like that. Make sure I can click on them and get a full screen like that. That's pretty fabulous. That's well done. Ooh, he even got a picture of the cube. I bet that was interesting in trying to figure out how to snap that one. Notice that he's changed his background just for sidekicks. If you want to change the desktop background, they have a number of them that are, I think, pretty fabulous. I kind of like this one. And exit out of that. Now you got a different background. Yay. Okay, another thing you could do, if you wanted to, is let's go back over to the GIMP, and let's close out of the GIMP and not save that. I just want to show you if you want over on your launch bar. Now, for instance, I'm always going to use Chrome. I seldom use Firefox, so I'm going to unlock that from the launch bar, and I always want GIMP on my launch bar because I use it constantly. Whoops, that fired it up. Actually, what I want to do is just drag and drop that icon over there. So now I've got Chrome, I've got my GIMP right there on my launch bar, and even if it's closed, I can still just grab it right there from the launch bar. I happen to have an Amazon account. If you don't and don't want to use this, feel free to unlock that from the taskbar. I like having my Unity tweaks right there. I like that idea of it being on there. But anyway, you can customize this launch bar to your liking.